Welcome back to Building with Boba. Today we're going to be talking about one of the most important skills to learn, how to ace an interview. So first I'm going to be talking about some very important tips. This is both focused toward digital and in-person interviews. Next we'll be doing some responses I would like you to fill out to prepare and practice on your own. Lastly, I'm going to be asking you some questions, and you should record yourself as you answer the questions I ask so you can reflect on your answers. First up, you should always speak clearly and slowly. Mainly clearly, but if you need to, slow down. You want to make sure that the person who's interviewing you understands what you're saying. Choose an interview outfit ahead of time. In addition to just choosing an outfit ahead of time, be prepared. You should have everything ready. You shouldn't be late. That's a really bad thing to do. That always gives a bad impression. You should always be early or on time, or just early. There's no such thing as on time. Stay calm. This is very important. And in addition, you should stay confident. Maintain eye contact. If there's multiple people, look at the different people. If you're doing a virtual one, it's kind of hard to maintain eye contact, but just look at the computer screen. Be yourself. People can tell if you're not being honest, so just be yourself. Next, be professional. Don't use contractions, but especially don't use slang. Elaborate and try to answer multiple questions just from one question. That really impresses the interviewer. If you're able to answer multiple questions, they feel like you were prepared and are very straightforward. Try to bring up more recent activities. If they ask you to give an example of something, don't say something like, "In the 4th grade I did this." That's not reflective of your current character, so it's not very useful. And again, stay calm. Okay, so those are some of the more common tips. Virtually, you'll also want to make sure you have great lighting. If possible, have a good camera, and make sure you're able to speak clearly with the microphone. Also, make sure you're in a room where there's no distractions or other people talking to you. Also, if possible, try to have an environment where it's easy for the interviewee to be seen. Lots of times we've seen people in cars on online interviews, and that just gives off the impression that they're not taking this interview very seriously. Okay, so now I want you to write down, either on paper, on a Google Doc, or whatever, responses to these questions to prepare for our next activity. So, number 1, tell me a bit about yourself. Pretty straightforward. What makes you special? Tell me your strengths. Tell me your weaknesses. What did you do over the pandemic? This one is just to show what initiative you took, or maybe to find out some challenges you faced or whatever. And then next, what challenge? An example of a challenge you faced and how you went through it. Many times jobs care about how you work in a group. It really depends on what type of job, but most often they want to know if you're a team player. So this question is very common. Tell me about a time you worked in a group and faced an issue. Try not to blame it fully on the team, but more talk about how you stepped up, or maybe how you try to solve the problem rather than complaining about the other teammates. Tell me a time you showed leadership. If everyone wants to see leadership, that just shows growth and professionalism. Why are you interested in blank? This one's more of specific based on whatever your interests are. Like, for example, if you wanted to be an engineer, why are you interested in engineering? Or why are you interested in science? Or something like that. And then, why do you want to attend this program? Why do you want this job? You should try to reflect and say in your answer how you want to use this experience to learn and grow. That always impresses interviewers. Don't just say, I'm doing this for the money. How would you describe yourself to someone you don't know, / how would you describe yourself to your friends? Or how would your friends describe you? This question is just to get some characteristics about you. Okay, so take some time, answer these questions, and we'll get back to the next part, which is I'll be doing an interview with you. Okay, at this time, we're going to be doing the interview. Okay, now we're going to be doing our live interview section. Just remember, stay calm, stay focused, and to stay professional. Okay, and also record your end of the video so then you can reflect and maybe edit the questions or answers. Okay, let's get started. Hi, nice to meet you. Tell us a bit about yourself and why you're the best person for the job. Okay, thank you. Next, can you tell us about how you would approach a task that you have never done before? Okay. Can you tell us a bit about your strengths and weaknesses? Excellent. What makes you so special? Or why should we hire you over someone else? Do you have any example of a specific event or accomplishment you have done recently and would like to share and say how you overcame any issues you faced through that? How do you tackle issues in a group that may not work perfectly? And have you experienced that in the past, and what have you done? Why do you want to apply to this program? Okay. How would you describe yourself to someone you don't know? Excellent. Can you tell us about your time you took initiative on a project? Okay. Is there anything you want to share with us? Okay. And do you have any questions for us? Okay. Yes. Thank you for coming into the interview today. You'll be hearing from us soon. Okay. That was the end of the interview. Hopefully you practiced and learned a bit about how to do an interview. Now please try to edit your responses and maybe reflect and maybe try to experience more things or practice things that might be good for interviews in the future. Gaining confidence is really easy to do when you practice it a lot and you challenge yourself. Okay, see you guys next time.